For the first time in nearly 3 years, we finally got it. The DXY 5-day Gaussian channel flipping red. Historically, this is a monumental milestone for the crypto markets, for the stock market, right? When the US dollar is going into its bear cycle, crypto and the stock market tend to do rather well. However, it takes time, right? This can take time to play out, just like when the channel turns green. It takes some time, right? So patience, but we finally got it, right? We've been waiting a long time. Gaussian channel has flipped to red. Now we're waiting for one more thing. What is it? Can you spot it? What's the difference between the last time, right, which was July, August 2020, right? Last time it was green, flipped to red. And before that, August 2017, going from green to red. What is the difference between, these last times and this time? I'm glad you asked. Well, where is the price now, right? We're still in the channel. Where was the price last time? Well below it. Where was the price below that? Before that? Well below it, right? Well below the channel. Well below the channel. Still in the channel. However, there might be a silver lining to that. We might be looking at a prolonged downtrend based on that. Why do I say that? Well, let's get to it. Well, when do we think the crypto markets could peak again? Relatively speaking, I think most people are in general agreement somewhere in 2025, maybe even towards 2026. Well, let's look at this, right? So how long did these last, these red downtrends? Well, let's take a look-see. Roughly, we're looking at 400 days there, right? And then this one, how long did this one take? If you guessed about 400 days, you'd be about right. A little over that, right? 440 days, a little bit longer, 450 days. So 400, just over 400 and almost 450. So if we take that again, right, if we're looking at, let's say the average 425, something in there, we'll even go 400, right? That would take us to July. That would take us a year out. Well, I got news for you. If that channel turns back green in 400 days, the bull market is relatively close to ending, right? Just like back in here, right? It wasn't the actual peak top, but it's pretty damn close, wasn't it? So the trend can change in the red, right? But when this channel turns back green, right? Think back to November, December 2021. That's about it, right? So if we're going to see a peak in sometime 2025, 2026, we'll look at the days here. I mean, we're looking at 800 days is what we would actually need it. So that is the reason why I think this could be a little bit longer. Not only are we going to need it, right? It's not my even cherry picking that we have to have it. So the DXY is going to prolong it for us, right? But the fact that we're still in the channel, right? Look how far below we were the channel when these turned red previously. So this could be a prolonged bear cycle for the US dollar, for all the banking issues going on in the world, right? It could make sense. Obviously, no one knows what the future holds. But, we'll be able to look back in a few years' time and we'll see if this ends up panning out. So what would we need it to really end up doing, right? Like we talked about. Well, it just happened. So 400 days is not going to cut it, right? That would actually mean we're going to peak in crypto sometime this time next year, right? Within the next 12, 13 months. Prices better get going pretty quickly, right? Don't think that's likely to happen, but that's where we're at. If we're gonna need it to kind of flip, like I said, we're gonna need about double that, right? We're gonna need 700 days plus, I would guess. So we will see. Now, once we do drop below the channel, we're probably entering a rapid intensifying downtrend. So that could really kick off the next leg of the bull cycle for Bitcoin, which we're all kind of waiting on that, right? Looking at Bitcoin on the weekly chart, the 5-day chart, right? We've flipped green here, right? And holding above it, kind of bouncing right off the top of it, really, right? Zooming in here, we came down right at the top of the channel, holding it. I mean, does that look at all familiar to the DXY 5-day channel, right? I mean, coming back, once you turn green and your prices are above it, I mean, it's bull cycle, right? And we're doing the exact opposite. We've been waiting for this for a long time now. This is not something that, historically flips out back and forth, right? Once it's here, your fate is sealed for the foreseeable future, likely 400 days plus, right? So that is DXY, the US dollar, getting its death sentence today. And if you want more, what else could we have? Well, how about some indicators? Well, I'm glad you asked. But what about the weekly? I mean, maybe we should wait till the weekly turns red, Chase. What if the weekly turns red? Okay, I'm all for it. The DXY US dollar, probably done. How long do we have until the weekly Gaussian channel turns red? I'm glad you asked. Early Christmas. We damn turned red on the weekly too. Good night, US dollar. Bear market for who knows how long. The weekly and 5-day now both red. How about some indicators to give us some more confluence? I'm glad you asked. The ADX and the I now crossing bearish again, with that trend increasing. The ADX and the orange going up. Love it. Okay. How about some more? How about the Fisher transform? One of my favorite indicators. Downtrend and just triggering down as of close on that last candle. So trigger down followed by red Gaussian channel. I mean, anybody that's bearish on crypto, watch out, right? Could be in a trap. I'm in the bull phase cycle, right? Phase 1, kind of stealth mode. That's where we're at. And I think Bitcoin's in shape to, not so distant future, shock some people with another move to the upside. So this would kind of consummate that, right? So that's where we're looking at. DXY, red on the Gaussian channel. Hopefully you liked it. If you want more content, follow us on our private Telegram chat. I do tons of updates there on a daily basis, and you have the ability to ask questions, more personable from me to you, and just more content, more helpful teachings for the rest of this cycle. So you can find that link below. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video. If you want to hang around for the the quote of the day and the card of the day, you're welcome to do that. But also briefly, Bitcoin season versus alt season, right? We'll look at where we're going. 20. We're still in Bitcoin season, but altcoins are trying here, right? Altcoins are trying to put in, right? If we could get a little bit higher, right? I'd say if we get in the 30s, you'll see some altcoins do like a 2x rapidly. Let me illustrate that. If we get up here, not yet. If we break up in here in the 30s or higher, you will see altcoins start to explode more than you've seen since, January, February, right? When we're up in this area, right? Pay attention to this. All right. The fear and greed index still in fear, relative neutral, right? We're still leaning slightly towards fear here, right? Been in the 40s for a hot minute. All right. So quote of the day, I just showed it to you. It didn't say anything. It doesn't matter who my father was. It matters who I remember he was. I'll go with it. I think it kind of matters if you're, if you maybe have some false pretenses on who you think your father was. The car of the day, BMW M4, the new one, 2023, great color, factory. If you've seen any of my videos, my favorite color. I think I have several rhyming colors of that. BMW M4. There's the rear, pretty spectacular. One of my favorite, I don't want to say low cost cars, but for, you get what I'm saying, like for the luxury, not supercars, but, relatively attainable by someone not a multimillionaire or billionaire. BMW M4 is right up there for me. Mercedes AMGs, I like those as well. Usually those people don't see eye to eye, but all right, M4, I'll quit the rambles. I'll see you on the next one. Hopefully you're not going to, piss this opportunity away, for lack of better words. We're close. We're at the precipice of the next move up in the bull cycle, in my opinion, right? Could take weeks to play out, but what are you going to do? Hopefully you're getting a plan. If you need some more help, glad to help you out. Join our Telegram. I'll see you there.